Thank you, Mr. Leader, for honoring us with your presence on time and for returning to the House side. I'm pleased to welcome you and Senator Stabenow back over to the House. We were always so proud of your service here, and we're proud of your leadership in the United States Senate, and we're also pleased to welcome Senator Booker to the House. Where'd he go? To the House. But they will agree, as will my colleagues from the House, Congressman Cartwright, Dingell, Lieu, and Neguse, that our true VIPs today.
The Democrats may have to cut out important items in Biden's social spending bill in order to get the bill passed before next month. And that means lawmakers in the House are working very hard on passing a fourth stimulus check and helping out the Social Security beneficiaries. Do you believe that a fourth stimulus payment is necessary, folks? And do you believe that President Biden should send out a fourth stimulus check before the end of the year? I want to know your thoughts on this. So there is a Social Security reform bill that is set to be introduced by the House and Democrats, with the aim being that the changes will allow for Republicans to get behind it. So the new and improved version of the bill is in line with the estimates from the Social Security Administration. It's that the trust funds that the program is built on will be exhausted in 13 years' time. Come 2034, only 78% of promised benefits will be payable. Therefore, the bill has proposed pushing the date back to 2038 to give Congress more time to figure out a long-term solution to the issues regarding the program's solvency. In addition to tweaks to the SSA, to the Social Security 2100 Act would incorporate proposals made by Biden during his campaigns. The Social Security 2100 Act would bring in a higher minimum benefit for low-income workers, with benefits set at 125% above the poverty line. And these will be tied to current wage levels. Both new and existing beneficiaries of benefits would get a boost amounting to roughly 2% of the average benefit payout too. The annual COLA will be linked to Consumer Price Index for the elderly, as this better reflects the cost that senior citizens face. What are your thoughts on President Biden and all that he's done with the fourth stimulus payments? Is he doing enough to help out the American people? I want to know your thoughts on this, everybody. Democrats have managed to strike a compromise on prices to advance their sweeping social spending bill. But as the House prepares to send a package to the Senate, the way the plan would extend price controls beyond Medicare to private health coverage. At issue is Democrats' push to penalize makers if they hike prices of medicine faster than inflation, and it's a provision that Republicans and the industry see as government overreach. Now, lobbyists are urging Republican senators to scuttle the prescription pricing language with parliamentary challenges while looking for cracks in the Democrats' ranks after the industry fought off more aggressive House attempts to impose price controls. House passage of the bill, which Nancy Pelosi vowed will happen next week, will kick off the next round of the fight over prescription pricing. One senior Senate Republican aide said GOP lawmakers are focusing on the prescription pricing piece of the legislation as they prepare to bring a raft of challenges before parliamentarian Elizabeth McDonough. Business groups like the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and the Small Business and Entrepreneurship Council are fighting for the broader social spending bill. They've echoed that these industry arguments is objecting to prescription pricing provisions. Thank you again for your support, and until next time, have a great day.
Our special guests, Daniela Knight and Sarah Taylor, will tell us what this means to them and their families. I want to acknowledge the great leadership of Congresswoman Rosa DeLauro, who for the past 10 Congresses has introduced this legislation. And now we have this historic day where we can put forth Social Security for our children. This will make a tremendous difference in the lives of America's families, and so proud that so many children will be taken out of poverty. My whole thing in politics, my why, was the sadness over 1 in 5 children living in poverty in America. 1 in 5 children in America going to sleep hungry at night. How could it be? Well, this tax credit, I call it the Biden tax credit. Thank you, Mr. President. Does a lot to alleviate that. And it's part of so much more. Child tax credit, yes. Child care, family and medical leave, so many other initiatives that were in the rescue package or will be in our families section of what comes next. So again, on this happy occasion, where within this past week, We did what we promised. Help was on the way. Help is here. Money in the pocket. Children now going back to school healthily. Ai Pu is an icon in our country. To be introduced like that by her is an honor unsurpassed. I will accept your kind words on behalf of the House Democrats who make everything that we do in the House possible. Thank you, Ai, for your remarkable leadership and your successful mobilization of so many people. My friends, this is about family, it's about children, it's about time. It's about time that we get all of this done. I'm honored to be here with our colleagues, the senators who are here, two who were formerly in the House, and when the leader comes, he will be three who were formerly in the House. Senator Gillibrand, Senator Wyden. And let me just say this. When we passed family and medical leave in the House before, Bill Clinton had just become president. We had been working on it for a long time. Ron Wyden was in the House, and Patty Murray was working on this in their first bill in the United States Senate. And all of us knew that family medical leave had to be paid if it was really going to be effective. While I'm honored to be here with the senators, I want to acknowledge Rosa DeLauro, who has been a godmother of all of these issues for such a long time, and Bobby Scott, the chair of the Education and Labor Committee, and Richie Neal, again, the committees of jurisdiction. But let me talk to you about Rosa for a second. When we did a bus trip when Women Succeed, America Succeeds, a number of years ago. We were in her district for one of our stops, and a woman came to the front to speak. She was a school bus driver, and she said, "Let me tell you what I see every school day. I see moms come to the curb with their child, frequently crying, the child sniffling. She has to put the child on the bus sick because she has no alternative, no paid family and medical leave, no decent wages to afford child care, no child care. Everything we're talking about affects that woman putting a sick child on the bus and what that means to the child and the other children. In the United States of America, this was happening. So now, under the leadership of Joe Biden and the Biden-Harris administration, with Democrats in the House and the Senate, we will have this happen. And so let's make history. Can't wait. Paid leave for all. The fact that it will now be paid makes a tremendous difference, as you know. And so I want to just say how impressed I am by the coalition, because I always say we can do so much maneuvering in the Congress, but the outside mobilization for all of these issues is really what makes the work successful and better.